Hey, good morning to some, good afternoon to others. Man, I just wanted to jump on here again today and have another conversation. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's doing well because I am. I'm excited. And not only am I excited, man, it's good. It's good to be alive. Uh, like they used to say, what they say, the old folks say, it's good to be among the living. Good to be among the living, man. I hope everybody's doing well, and I wanted to come on and have another discussion today. You know, I try to stay consistent, try to continue to provide awareness, raise awareness to the community. And it's imperative and important to do that. Why? Because when you raise awareness and you provide information, factual information, unemotional information from credible sources that people can see themselves, the community gain a better understanding. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, there's a lot of things I want to hit on, but today specifically, not Pacific, you know how some people be saying that, but specifically, I wanted to hit on a post that I made this morning. And the post that I made this morning is in reference to Perry County, speaking of the Perry County. And I wanted to ask the question, why the big switch up? Why is the big switch up? And this is in reference to, and I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out so a lot of people can see and can gain an understanding for themselves. But here we go. Y'all know how I do. So here we go. So this morning I made this post. It says, so what's the real reason Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner switched up, right? And as you see, I got Albert Turner picture here, Alabama Representative Prince Chestnut there, and Alabama State Senator Robert Stewart there. And you guys will see why their pictures was included when we go through this. All right. So back on November the 20th, November 17, 2020, Albert Turner posted on his Facebook page under the title, Commission Chairman Seeks to Change Voting Precinct. Right. And I'm going to go to it because we'll come at this. I'm going to go to it so we can see where it's coming from. As y'all can see, this is from Albert's commissioner page on November the 17th, 2020. As I said, Commission Chairman seeks to change voting precinct. Right, and he said, Albert Turner will seek to change Perry County largest voting precinct. Chairman Turner will offer a resolution to move voting from the old National Guard Armory to Francis Marion Old Gym. Right, and I want y'all to see this, right? Again, here we go again. It said, Chairman Turner also received a number of complaints about the conditions at the city-owned building. There are significant upgrades that are needed to be performed to bring the building up to code and in compliance to meet the Voter with Disability Act. Chairman Turner has indicated he will seek approval from the Perry County Board of Education to have the old gym on the campus of Francis Marion High School become the new voting precinct. Right, this, it said the move will be well in advance of the next scheduled election in 2022. The change now will allow voters enough time to familiarize themselves with the change. All 4 boxes in Marion vote at the old National Guard. Approximately 51% of Perry County voters cast ballots at the National Guard located on Alabama Highway 14. So y'all see this. That's what he said, right? I'm going back to my post so y'all can see. Right, and I just copied some of them, right? And I did that reference. Now, let's fast forward. At the January 9th, 2026, at the Perry County Commission meeting, Albert Turner threatened the other commissioners. He said that if they vote to change the voting location from the National Guard Army, the change would never get approved in Montgomery. Even after that, the commissioners voted 3-2 to move the voting location, away from the National Guard Army in Marion. They wanted to move it because the building is in bad condition and not safe for the community to use. Now, I'm going to show a video. In that video, I'm going to show exactly at that meeting and the words that were said. Now, here we go. Let me see this. Here we go. I shared this video this morning.
Mr. Lewis, that's what I'm saying, that this draft legislation, I'm not going to hold up 10, but I'm asking that we don't pass this, and that even if you pass it today, it'll never see the day in Montgomery. And I assure you that. We continue to do what the grant asked us to do. Got a motion and a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye on roll call. You know, roll call.
District 1?
Nay.
District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
District 4?
No.
District 5?
Yes.
Majority.
A motion passed that we forward the legislation to Mr. Chestnut.
All right, so y'all heard what he just said, right? He said the motion is passed, we'll forward to Mr. Chestnut. Now, Mr. Chestnut, that's him. He's the representative, right? He's a representative. But Albert just said right in that video, y'all heard him, that was him. Sitting right there, he said, even if you pass it, it's not going to see the light of day in Montgomery. Right? So when they passed it, he said forward to the Chestnut. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up Prince Chestnut and Robert Stewart is because Albert fully understands the process. He already said in 2020 that he was going to draft and send up the resolution. This is the same thing that he's talking about because it has to be, if I'm not mistaken, it just has to be approved by the state level representative, right? Representative Prince Chestnut and Robert Stewart. That's all. They the ones that have to approve it. But what Albert is doing and what the community don't want to know, Albert is playing politics to try to get his way. In 2020, he had no problem with moving the location. What's the problem right now? What is the problem right now? The problem and this is just me. This is me speaking the first time speaking my opinion. My opinion in all of this is that Albert wants something to be done at the National Guard Army. He's trying to force something to be done so he can say, look what I did. It's just all a political ploy. Another thing with a political ploy, and I'm going to show you guys, right? When we start talking politics so people can understand it. See, some people really feel like that they are very smart and they want to throw stuff out there to think you're going to talk negative about something so they can come back. But no, sir. What I would do is I will clearly articulate and show the intentions behind it, the unspoken things behind it, right? So we like to present things one way, but then when we come back to it, you see it a different way. And Robert, what are you talking about? I'm finna show you. Going right to the commissioner page again, right? Going to the commissioner page again. As you see, this is his page. Yesterday, he posted this. Chairman Turner announced senior aid positions for local nonprofits, right? Have no issues with this at all. No issue at all with them picking these people, senior aides to these programs, right? What I want to say is this, right? Chairman Turner expressed his enthusiasm for the candidates, praising Ms. Robinson as an outstanding addition and Ms. Tabb for her potential to significantly benefit choice, having facilitated their selection through the ALTOM process. Chairman Turner now awaits approval from the Perry County Commission, right? I 100% support the Perry County Commission's selecting both of these women to serve in those positions. I do. But it is important to note that both of those ladies live in District 1, the district that Albert Turner resides over. That's the district that he represents. So was it intentional to select those ladies? I'm not saying they are deserving, but knowing how Albert Turner always have done things that's self-serving, it is not unusual for him to select or try to select people from his district just so he can have the sense of, hey, I'm doing this for you. I'm providing something for you. And that if that is his motive, I have nothing with those women, Ms. Robinson and Ms. Tabb. I hope they get it. But if that was his motive by selecting them, shame on him. And that shows people that nothing that he does is for the well-being of the people. And it calls things into question. I'm just telling you, if you start to look down and start to see certain people getting jobs and certain people get certain things and how they getting all this, you just check to see if, okay, they getting these raises and getting these jobs. What type of connection do they have to District 1? And that's a question that the people need to ask themselves. Do their family members live over there? Right? Because that's the type of stuff he does. That is his track record. I'm going back to my page so I can finish and I can ask these questions so the people can see. And I'm going back to my page and I'm going to finish this up. Now, on January the 21st, yesterday, WAKA News published an article and did a news story under the title, Old National Guard Army in Marion under renovation. Right? In this article, Albert said, we'll have two phases of the 4 phases completed before March 19th. We'll go with phase 3 after the May 19th election. Now, and I shared it yesterday, but I'm going to click on it just so everybody can see it. So you can see the news article. Right? That's what I shared yesterday, right? And hopefully it plays today. Yesterday was acting a little funny. It's loading. Come on now. I'm gonna wait till it pop up because it did this yesterday. I'm not trying to get no free advertising on nobody to take it down. But as that load, in that article, Albert talked about all the grandiose plans that he had for it. And, this was also shared by Congresswoman Tara Sewell, because like we said it back in November the 17th, back in November, she announced that she was able to secure $500,000 for Perry County to renovate the National Guard Army, which is a great thing, which I applaud, right? My thing is, what is wrong with changing that location right now? Because Albert said earlier, he said at that same council meeting, he said that there's no mold in there, that basically that building is ready for people to go in there to vote. And that building should be condemned because it has not been cleared of mold. It has not been cleared of mold. I'm just telling you, and why would you just go and say that? Like, that's the type of stuff. But a few years ago, because you got complaints and said that building wasn't in compliance, wasn't up to code and wasn't in compliance with the Voter for Disability Act or something like that, then you will do a resolution. But now the building is not up to code because nothing has been done to that building since then, even though you've received money and allocated money to do that. Nothing has changed. But all of a sudden now you want to change it. Now you want to try to force it to stay there at that building? What changed? And that's the question that I'm asking the community, because I want y'all to start seeing, like, a lot of this stuff that's being done right now has been reactionary things because accountability, accountability is crucial, right? Accountability is crucial, and you will start to see things, and you will start to see people who've never been held accountable. You'll start to see them being reactive in their actions, right? Even to the point where you called the news story and staged it. Like, you staged things. Like, listen, this is the thing. The reason why, and I want people to understand it, when you start to understand certain things and you understand how people always try to be manipulative, you realize how they work. Alabama law says any contract, any work that is over $30,000, there had to be an open bid. It's a reason why Albert's saying $20,000. It's a reason why, right? It's a reason why he say 20, because now we didn't have to, the law said we didn't have to do an open bid. See, that's manipulative stuff, right? That is a sleazy politician. That is a sleazy political tactic. That's what somebody does when they like that. Instead of saying, hey, this was the price. So what happened when you allotted that rescue fund money, that $134,235 to the Barnett King Center? What happened to them? Where was the contract to them? Where's the work from then? Because no work was done. What happened to the $130,000 that you said for phase 1? All these phases, you like to throw a phase 1 for electrical work. Where's the receipts from that? Since you wanted to reference somebody asking for receipts at the Martin Luther King breakfast. Since you said that over and over again while I was there trying to be facetious, and I know if you struggle with that, I can help you provide you the definition to that. But since you're trying to throw shots like that, why don't you show the receipts of what the work that was done on that building? Because from 2020, when you said it wasn't up to code and it wasn't in compliance, it is still not today. And I can guarantee you, if somebody go there right now, if you go out there right now, ain't nobody doing no real work out there. Because some people ain't show up until right before the cameras did. So Albert can go down there. Hey, y'all sweetie, y'all, I need y'all to, sweep up in here. And what I do is I get somebody to, yeah, you're a contractor, right? Yeah, just when they ask you a question, just say you're a contractor. So I can fool the people to think that I got a contractor out here. Yeah. Y'all see what I'm saying? I just want people to realize that, right? I mean, and the more and more the people realize that, the more and more the people see all of this stuff is going on. Everything is being done to try to benefit him because Albert is scared. He's scared, he's nervous, and he's desperate. He's scared, he's nervous, and he's desperate. Why? I'm going to break it down to you why. Albert, during the last election, Albert won by 101 votes. And those 101 votes came via absentee ballot. He nervous. He nervous. That's why Albert he knows that he doesn't have the young folks. And this, I want to speak to the young people. The young people in Perry County. This is to the my generation, Gen X. Yeah, Gen X. Albert placates to the baby boomer generation, right? And the reason why he placates to the baby boomer generation is because he knows that he can continue to ride the coattail of the civil rights movement to manipulate them, to emotionally manipulate them. And because this is why he knows that, because many in that generation they lived it. They lived Jim Crow. They lived through segregation. They were there on the front lines during the civil rights era. So it's a reality for them. So if I can come back and I can try to keep all of this stuff going and I can say all of these things and keep everything going, then they're going to rally them to support because I present myself like I'm doing something, but I'm really the oppressor. I'm the person that's not doing what I'm supposed to do for the community. I'm the person, the elected official, that's not advocating and using my knowledge and claim resources and claim connections with people from throughout the nations. And I already said before, all the way to Mars, I got all of these connections. But where do you see it at in Perry County? Where do you actually see the results of it? The actual tangible results. Where do you see it? But guess what? Every time I come around, you know, I'm finna show. Listen, man. I am going to show people, and the reason why I'm showing people is because I want people to see things for themselves, and I want y'all to see exactly how Albert attempts to use civil rights and the symbolism of civil rights to spread messages of hate and division under the guise of civil rights. I'm going to show y'all. Look at this. Now, this is Albert. He did it on the 17th. He shared a picture of his father, Albert Turner Sr. And this is what he said. Y'all, when y'all read this, this will open your eyes. He said, to sit at the feet of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is in the most challenging times before today is a testament to his commitment and Dr. King's leadership. This is the statement right here. Let us not forget who we are and who they are. Who is they, Albert? Who is they? Because if we've really been honest, in the last 25 years, you've been the oppressor of Perry County. You, as an African-American Democratic elected leader, you've been the oppressor. You've been using your office to oppress people. You've been using your office to intimidate people. You've been using your office to threaten people. You have physically assaulted people. You have used the county money as your own treasury to do whatever you want to. But every time you want to throw this stuff around, right, because you're pandering to the older generation. And then this is what it is, right? You like to do that because, and I'm going to tell y'all how it works, and I'm going to lay it out how it works. Albert, this is my opinion right now. This is my opinion. There's been people coming to me right now trying to suggest that I'm a MAGA supporter because I was sitting at the table with a white lady that's from Marion. That I sit at the table for a white person that's married, right? And then I support Jim Crow. I was born in 1979, November 1979. What do I know about supporting Jim Crow? I just want y'all to see that. I just want people to really see that. Let us not forget who we are and who they are. Now, what is forgotten is about who we are. Because all the people that you are the disgrace of you pimping the legacy of civil rights for your own advantage just to keep you in office, but then you turn around and do the very same thing against the very same people that those people died to fight for. That you say you injected yourself and your resources to influence elections in the area for candidates that you support. Man, stop it. Stop it. I'm just being honest with you. Your whole game, all that stuff you did before, it is not working. It's not going to work. I'm telling you that right now. Because then if somebody say something, he going to try to spin it. He don't like civil rights icons and all. That ain't what it is. What I hate is for you to try to act like you stand for the same thing, but you really embodied everything that they stood against. Playing politics with these people's lives and then using the county treasurer to offer people jobs and throw them little crumbs just so they can get loyalty to you just to keep you in office. Keep Big Al working for you. Keep Big Al working for you. Keep Big Al working for you. 25 years, y'all. 25 years. 25 years. What has gotten better because he's been in office? Name me one thing that he's done. Right? And that's crazy, man. Like, I'm being honest with you. That frustrates me. You know why it frustrates me? Because I was educated by Miss Willinell Avery, who was my science teacher in my high school homeroom. She was our class. She was my homeroom teacher, my 12th grade year. Miss Willinell Avery was actually somebody that actually was on the front line helping a lot of people in Perry County get their right to vote. And what angers me is, I want y'all to remember the scene on the movie Selma when they were giving people tests. People in Perry County, black folks used to have to take a written test. And there was a study done at Harvard. They took kids from Harvard that was in Harvard, and they had to take the test that they used to give black folks back in our area in the Black Belt. They used to have to pass just for the right to vote. And many of those, over half of those kids at Harvard couldn't pass those tests. But now you got somebody who's been known and has been taken to court over time, even though none seem to be founded, but is known and has a history and a reputation of fraudulent activities, alleged fraudulent activities with absentee ballots. Do you respect the legacy of everybody that you try to pander and throw up like they serving you some good, like you really mean so well for them? And if you did respect the civil rights movement, you want to spend that time at the Dr. Martin Luther King birthday and unity celebration trying to throw shots and take shots at me. And the reason why you take shots at me, because you're too coward enough, you're too much of a coward to say something to me in person. You're too much of a coward to have a conversation or respond back to the text message that I sent you. When you made a threat towards me and I asked you, was that a threat? And I said it myself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show proof that I text you and what I said to you. I told you that I don't take kindly to threats. But you're going to get on here. You want to throw rocks and hide your hand. I know you watch. I know you watch it. I know you watch. I invited you to come on the Black Belt Experience. Then you give all these excuses that you need a hand. You need a letter to invite you. And man, stop it with all of that. Like, man, the people in Perry County are so tired of you trying to make yourself seem like you are just so important and so much bigger than what you actually are. It is insane at the level of delusion that you operate in. It is insane. Gentleman asked a question yesterday under my live. He asked a question yesterday. He was like, and he just said about, he said, hey, Albert announced about senior aides position for nonprofits. He said pending approval. And Albert response was, hold on. You know me. Hold on. Hold on. Let me, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I want to make sure that I show this. I want to make sure I show this. And the reason why is because I'm going to show it. But Albert commented under there and said, he said a comment like, I ain't on his level. That's what he says. So Robert, what is Robert gonna do? Nothing. He ain't on the commissioner's level. What level you on? We're gonna talk. What level you on? Huh? Are you because based off of your behavior, you know you on T-ball level because your behavior is childlike behavior. You're too old to have temper tantrums and use your own ego to try to get back at people. Like that's what I'm saying. It ain't even about. None of that ain't got nothing to do with being on no level, man. It's about accountability and doing right by the people. Right by the people. And I want the people to wake up, man. I want the people to wake up and start to see like where the community been complicit with it. You know, the community been very complicit with allowing the situation to get where it's at because we hadn't said anything. We haven't said anything. We just been quiet and we just been allowing things to go. I'm looking it up right now, and I'm definitely, here you go. Here you go. I want y'all to see. Yesterday, this is what Brandon Barker said. He said, this is what he said. He said, Robert, Albert Turner just announced senior aid positions for local nonprofits organizations. And are funded by Alabama Tom Bigby, pending approval. That's all he said. Now, I want y'all to see what Albert's response was. Brandon Baker. So what is Robert going to do? Let me read it in his voice. Brandon. So what is Robert going to do? Nothing. He is not in the chairman's league. Now, first of all, everybody asks what leagues are you referring to? But the question you got to ask yourself is, that's his personal page. That's his personal page. That's just like me. That's just like me saying, I'm being honest with you. To me, this is just my opinion. It's some mental health going on. You can claim somebody is managing your Facebook page, but talking about yourself on your own personal page in third person is crazy work. That's crazy work, right? And that's all people just feeling like they're important. Man, none of this stuff, man. It's so funny how, people show you who they are. And the thing is for people to see it. And this is why I provide facts. This is why I provide information. This is why I provide stuff that you can see and you can hear directly from the horse's mouth. So you can hear what they're saying because they ain't going to be truthful and transparent and honest about it because they have shown that they lack that ability to do so. They lack that ability to care about the community. Right. And I'm going to show y'all. This is the other funny thing. This is why they keep referencing New York, because lived at Fort Drum. I left New York in June of 2024. Right? I just ain't updated on my page. You know, I know he got people searching for a lot of stuff, try to find something, because he want to try to discredit me. But facts are the facts, bro. Facts are the facts. And at the end of the day, stop lying to people. Man, I want somebody to go back. I really want somebody to go out there to the National Guard Army. I want somebody to go out there and just see if somebody working. And just do random throughout the week. Y'all will see ain't nobody out there working. Because guess what? The council ain't voted on. Crazy work, man. That's why I said crazy work. That is crazy, right? At the end of the day, man, people just need to do what they supposed to do. You ain't got to lie. Like I said, you ain't got to lie to kick it. But the information that I provide to the community, and I got a comment, and I just want to say this. Somebody said, you know, why just be on Facebook complaining or whatever? This is not complaining. Raising awareness is not complaining. And the reason why you stay committed to it is that I understand that there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of things in the community a lot of people don't have access to, right? And I feel like it's a service for me to do, to provide people with information so that we can create a shared understanding. And what I mean by the shared understanding is people can see things for themselves and come up to a knowledge of themselves and realize how a certain process works. When somebody don't want you to know that, they try to keep you blind to those processes so they can easily manipulate you. And that's just how some people roll. That's just how some people are. And, you know, the reality is that's just who those people are. My thing is I want the entire community to know so you can see and you can make a decision, an honest and open decision for yourself. All right. And I have and also, too, do want to bring up, since we're still talking about Albert, I brought up yesterday, it was brought to my attention that Albert was driving a 2024 truck or something like that. And he hadn't been driving that truck. He'd been driving like a gray silver truck. From where I was told, Albert blew the motor in that 2024 truck. The motor is blown in that truck. And this is not the first time Albert has blown the motor in a truck. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me go find some stuff so we can show, you know, I can show receipts, right? And this is on former Commissioner Cedric Hudson, right? He was the former commissioner of District 4, which is now Barbara Howes. Barbara Howes is a commissioner for District 4. And I'm just gonna all right, here we go. This was in February of 2023, right? The story of the deputy commissioner, right? Many of you have not heard of the story of Deputy Commissioner Turner. The story started in 2022 after Commissioner Turner blew up the second motor in the 2008 Chevy Tahoe. Commissioner Turner, for another free taxpayer provided vehicle, went to county sheriff office and asked he could use their 2012 black Chevy Suburban. Right? Okay, this is a law enforcement vehicle equipped with blue lights. They allow him to use this vehicle with the belief that he would never turn on the blue lights. Why would any elected official want to drive around in a gas guzzling Suburban and waste thousands of dollars of taxpayer money on fuel? I guess when there is no accountability, anything can happen. A few months went by with no incident until Deputy Commissioner Turner decided to go rogue. I guess since he was driving a law enforcement vehicle, he thought he was law enforcement so he could pull over citizens on County Road 23. This led to a big issue when the young lady saw who was pulling her over. He told her she was speeding and she needed to wait on the side of the road until a real sheriff deputy comes to give her a ticket. From my understanding, the incident was reported to law enforcement, but nothing was ever done because it was the untouchable Commissioner Turner. It was swept under the rug. Deputy Commissioner Turner was impersonating a law enforcement officer, which is a Class C felony, and nothing was done about it. Shortly after the incident, the 2012 black Suburban was taken away from Deputy Commissioner Turner, and it has not been in it since. Right? That was that right there. You see here, you said blow the motor, right? Here go another one. I just want y'all to see the pattern. Another one. Did Commissioner Turner abandon another county vehicle? 80,000 miles in 1 year, right? I discovered yet another county vehicle driven by Commissioner Turner. A 2019 Chevy Tahoe in need of major repair at a dealership in Selma. The shop mechanic told me they were waiting on the part, and Mr. Turner said just charge it to Perry County. This was odd because there was never a vote on a vehicle repair in the commission meeting. The mechanic said it was going to be a big job to replace the oil pump on the vehicle. Furthermore, I noticed that Chairman Turner put more than 80,000 miles on this vehicle in less than 12 months. This is approximately 6,667 miles per month, which is over 1,600 miles a week. Though it's roughly 4,700 gallons of fuel, which costs more than 16,000 gallons just in 1 year, right? Now, my question is, if Albert lives in Marion, how are you putting all that miles on there? Because it's been reported that he lives up there near McCalla. That's where he lives at, right? And he's telling people to charge the Perry County Commission. That's why I say he's been using the county funds as his own personal funds. That has to be voted on by the commissioner, by the commission. And now he got another vehicle that broke down that he blowed the motor in. Like, I just want people to see this behavior ain't new. This behavior is not new. You know, honestly, I told former Commissioner Hudson, I said, man, you should have been putting this information out. Hey, and if you go to his old page, Commissioner Cedric Hudson, you'll see a lot of things, right? You'll see a lot of issues. You'll see a lot of things that he brought up. Right? And I just want people, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. It's another one. He got another thing on that way. An engine broke down and he took it to a mechanic and want a new engine and want all of this stuff and want the county to pay for it. Like, drive your own vehicle. You know what's funny? When I made vehicles, I didn't make vehicles. When I was in my vehicles making videos, driving around the county road, Albert made a comment, you know, just burn up your gas, making these videos. No, you burning up vehicles, multiple vehicles that causing the people of Perry County money. Now, everybody that supports him, what do you got to say about that? What do you got to say about that? You got a lot to say about what I say. What do you have to say about the multiple vehicles? The 4-5 vehicles in the last few years that he just drive them to there in the ground and then make you pay for it out of the taxpayers' money. What do you got to say about that? And you're right, Leslie. Wow. Crazy work. Crazy work. Right? And they said after that motor replaced a few months later, he blew up a new engine. What do you got to say about that? All of these folks that got something to say about me highlighting stuff that actually happened. And yeah, I know you support Albert because he probably promised you something, gave you some crumbs. What do you say about that? Yeah, holding people against their will. There's another report he hit somebody with a vehicle. That was reported in the Tuscaloosa News. He bumped into somebody because he said they were standing in their way, standing in his way. Like, I'm just telling people, man, crazy work. And the reason, man, I'm telling you, I just want people to understand that, because at the end of the day, why was the big switch up? That's what I'm curious, right? Yep, you're right, Bobby Davis. You're right. Why the big switch up? Why were you advocating for the community then in 2020, Albert? Why were you advocating for them and concerned about their complaints and their health then, Albert? But you ain't concerned now. I wonder why. And another thing that I wanted to know too is, I'm curious to this, right? This is a curiosity because there's a lot of miles put on that vehicle, right? A lot of miles put on that vehicle.
Y'all tell me who y'all.
Hold on. A lot of miles put on that vehicle. Was there frequent trips to Atlanta, Albert, that you did on the county dime? Was there frequent trips to Atlanta? And y'all saying y'all want to know why I'm asking it? Because there's a video that's out there that the good old Perry County Commissioner Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner was in the scene, his face blurred out, on Real Housewives of Atlanta at one of the parties they had there. So I'm curious, did he drive the county vehicle over there for that event? Y'all, you guys know I'm going to post that video. I'm going to post that video and you'll see, yeah, they blurred the face out, but you can 100% know that is the great, esteemed chairman of the Perry County Commission. Of the Perry County Commission. I'm just telling you, right? I just want people to know that. I definitely will, right? I just want people, I want people to really understand that. And that's when you see all this stuff, you're like, man, that's crazy. Like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm being honest, when y'all see the video, you're going to know that that's him. Now, my question is, how did you get over there? Did you use your own personal vehicle? Right? Because there's no scenario. Like no scenario. And I'm just being honest with you. I was living in Watertown at Fort Drum, which is right outside of Watertown, New York, literally 30 miles from Canada, from the Canadian border. I'm living over an hour north of Syracuse. That's where I was living. I was coming back and forth to Georgia in a year. I was coming back and forth to Georgia, back and forth to Alabama. And I ain't put nowhere near, not even 20,000 miles. And that's 1,100 miles. One way. So 80,000 miles. So do you live in Marion? Is your resident in Marion, Albert? Since you talk about my resident, do you live in Marion? I ain't talking about what address you have. Do you live in Marion? Or do you live over in McCalla? Or over there outside of Birmingham? That's why all the miles on that vehicle, right? And this is the questions that the community need to ask. Because the funny thing is, I remember when Travis was running as the mayor in Marion, he brought up, putting all of this stuff out on the radio saying he don't live in Marion. He lived this place and that place. Where you stay at? Hey, Brent, Saw Major, look. I have personally, I have no admirations of running for office. I'm telling you that right now. I have no admirations of running for office. Right now, I just feel like it's my calling to raise awareness and to uplift and to support my community. Because what we've been dealing with, we've been under a demonic stronghold. We've been under a stronghold for years. And it's time for the people to have the scales pulled off of their eye. I'm just telling people it's time for that. It's time for my community to wake up, to take responsibility for us as a community to allow this to happen. And it's time for us to clean slate and let these politicians know you're not just getting in office and being quiet and not doing what you're supposed to do. That's not happening because that's why they want us to be quiet. And it's a lot of other politicians at the city level who's been feeling like, oh, I've been putting a lot of pressure on Albert. Oh, I know what's been going on. I know what's been going on, and I will be talking about it. I will be talking about it. I'm telling you, because it's not about a gotcha. It's about doing what's right in those positions that you've been in. Because for too long, we have suffered because a very few have tried to position themselves so they can benefit and their family can benefit while the rest of the community suffer. A lot of areas in Perry County look like a third world country. If y'all think I'm joking, when I was in Qatar looked, it's a lot of sand, but when I tell you they got a bustling downtown, they got a mall better than any mall I would rival a mall in the States, even in Iraq. Shoot, I was in Ramadi, I was in Fallujah, and it was different. That was just different. But a lot of those places, their roads, even though they got bombed and you have vehicle bombed, they roads pretty good. Right? They have they don't have the same level of infrastructure that we have, but the stuff that they have, like that a lot of their buildings didn't look like a lot of the conditions that we have in Perry County. And we still putting them same old people in office, man. Like nobody, and I get it, man. And I will tell you this, right? I'll tell you this. Stop letting these folks manipulate people. Stop letting these people manipulate you with racial stuff. Everybody want to come and always try to talk about this racial stuff. Man, I'm about results. I don't give two flips what color you are. Can you get the results that we need? Can you get the results that we need? And, you know, I do want to talk about this in reference to Uniontown. Last night at the Uniontown City Council meeting, there was a vote that was voted to have the former mayor, Jamal Hunter, be the assistant to the current mayor. Wow. Carl Crocker, is it Croker or Croker, said, no scales over these eyes. I'm the one Albert used for target practice with his BMW. Oh, so that's the gentleman that Albert tried to hit with the vehicle. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to share that article. It was an article done in Tuscaloosa News. There was an article done in Tuscaloosa News. And, you know, hey, sir, I'm finna tell you how I know that article, right? How I know that article is when I originally submitted my complaint, my police report, I submitted screenshots, I submitted witnesses that could be contacted, and I submitted detailed information on each screenshots with date, time, groups, and everything. And when I submitted that to the DA's office, for them to move forward with the prosecution on Albert Turner, I also submitted 2 articles. I submitted the article for Mr. Carl Croker, with that Albert attempted to hit him with the car, and I submitted the article with Ms. Bonnie Royster when he got into a physical altercation with her, that were both in the Tuscaloosa News. I submitted both of those to show a history of violence that Albert had to people that disagree with him. Still, I got a response back from the DA's office to submit that to the, they typically don't investigate crimes. So I should submit it to an entity that does the investigation. But if I feel like something else, I should submit that to the Alabama Ethics Committee. And I got the email receipts to show that. That's the exact response that I got. So, sir, thank you. Thank you for sharing that information, right? I just want to show people, man, this is what it is. I want people to see this, and this is why I'm dedicated to doing it. And like I said before, if you got a problem with it, if you have a problem with what I'm doing, you can kindly block me. You can block me. I'm just being honest with you. You can block me. But if you always seeing what I'm posting and those things, that means that I'm in your algorithm because you're looking. Right. And one thing I ask is, where have I lied at? Where have I lied? Where have I intentionally provided false information? Where have I not provided references that people can go see and see for themselves? Right. Where have I not done that? But back to Uniontown, they voted to have former Mayor Jamal Hunter as the assistant to the mayor. Right. And this is what I agree with Mayor Miller said. He said that he has the right to hire whoever he want to hire. That is true. He also said that when he took over as mayor, he didn't fire anyone that was there that was hired by former Mayor Chris Jones, which he is true. That is true. And I support his position to hire wherever he want to hire. My issue come in is with conflicts of interest, right? And this is why I say with conflicts of interest. It was reported in the vote. You saw that Theodis Dudley, council member Theodis Dudley, voted to hire Jamal. And if I'm not mistaken, they are brothers. By Alabama law, for a conflict of interest, he should have recused himself from that vote, right? Because now, because he voted, it creates a conflict of interest for him to officially take that position. And that can be challenged through the Alabama Ethics Committee. So if there's any council members on that is against that, they can submit that to the Alabama Ethics Committee because that is a clear conflict of interest. Because anytime it said any, as a matter of fact, it said any, if I'm paraphrasing it, but it was saying any vote that a family member financially can benefit from, like them getting a job or whatever, the people would have to recuse themselves. I'm gonna give you guys a primary example of that. Recently in Greensboro, Alabama, where Ralph Howard is mayor, they made a vote to hire his daughter as the magistrate. Guess what they did? They went into executive session. They left. The city council left. Mayor Ralph Howard sat out. When they went into another room, he sat out, and the council voted to hire his daughter. He wasn't even in the room for discussion. That's how you handle that. There's nothing wrong with family members being hired, but you got to do things in decency and in order so that things will be done right. Now, I would say this is just my personal thing. It raises questions to hire a former mayor as the assistant to the mayor, and the facts under the timeline where that former mayor was mayor under his administration, Uniontown did not do well. They did not do well under his administration. There's a lot of things that come into question. There's some people that got fired for allegedly stealing. They had to establish the Uniontown Water Authority Board because of alleged misappropriation under the water authority that Uniontown used to manage. It raises a lot of questions. The city only had $2,000 in the bank. They was in the red. They was in the red. They owed a lot of people, a lot of creditors. Mayor Jones, when he got in, he was able to get the city forgiven for a lot of debts and do a lot of different things. So to bring him on as the assistant to the mayor, it just raised questions of the thought process behind it. Because outside looking in, it doesn't make sense. But I do acknowledge the mayor has the right to do it. But if there are some family members that actually voted on it, then they should have recused themselves from it. And recuse means I'm not going to vote. I'm going to abstain from voting on this. Right? And I'm just being honest with you. And Bobby said, why would a sitting official hit someone with the car because they didn't want to move? This sounds like an assault. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, listen, I think I'm going to share the article that was done in the Tuscaloosa News. I'm going to share that article, as well as the video of, the great, chairman, Albert Fitzgerald Turner, having a cameo with his face blurred out, in the Housewives of Atlanta show. Carr said this: I feel your pain. Justice and equality in Perry County, it's a struggle we all bear the burden of, and true, a nightmare we all wake up to. The only way forward is to dig deep and push hard for the goal line. Years may pass, but justice eventually finds its end zone. And I will tell you, I think that the people have woken up. Not only I think that the people have woken up, I think that the continued raising awareness, the people have become more enlightened and seeing actually what's going on. And the people are realizing that the power lies with the people. The power lies with the people of being active, being involved, asking questions, holding these people accountable. Understanding who's your council member, understanding who's your commissioner, understanding they have an obligation to you, not an obligation to another commission. And I'm being honest with you. I had the pleasure of meeting Commissioner Barbara Howes for the first time in person. I met her at the breakfast. A beautiful, lovely lady. And I shared with her, and I said before I shared with her about me, I was singing bass while her and her family was singing during the event, right? One thing I would say is the optics of this is that she votes however Albert wants her to vote. That's what the optics looks like, because she voted with Albert on that to keep the voting at the same precinct, right? My cry to her is, right, because every commissioner has the same equal vote. Every commissioner has the same equal vote. And I just wanted to encourage her to vote her own conscience and don't feel like she's pressured to vote anything Albert got, because there's nothing Albert can do but make false threats. There's nothing he can do, right? So anything that he tries to say is crazy, right? Anything he tries to say, he can't impact nothing. Only thing he can do is try to manipulate people, and that's what he's done his entire life. And I would tell people this, man. I would tell people this. This way you know people are really struggle with things themselves, right? They always got to try to manipulate things. Walk in peace. Man, I walk at peace because I treat people right. I don't have to manipulate things. Listen, people can disagree with me. You can not know me. You can disagree with me or whatever. That still doesn't mean I got an issue with you. That don't mean that we got to talk and have a conversation, but that don't mean I got an issue with you. But I've been very deliberate about doing right by people. What I mean by doing right by people treating people with dignity and respect. Period. And it's just that simple. Just that simple. But man, why the big switch up? Albert, why you switched up from 2021 to move it to Francis Marion Old Gym? Why you switching it up right now? What's the real motive behind it? Is the motive behind it, you just wanted, since you said you got that allocation of $500,000, you want to try to make it, you want to try to get the last little push that, during the election, like you're doing something? And I would say this, I just want people to see at the level of where Albert will go and lie at, right? I want people to see this. They said, it was reported that Albert said on the news, not on the news, on the radio on Sunday, that he didn't know who was running against him as the county commissioner in District 1. Albert, you know who Donald Bennett is. You know who he is. So why you just gonna get on there and say like you ain't know who running against you? Why even do that? Crazy work. Crazy work. And Albert is so convinced that me and Donald Bennett is working together. I met Donald Bennett in person for the first time, walking into that event at the depot in Marion on Monday. That's when I met him for the first time. I had parked my vehicle. I was there. I was walking in. He was walking in from his car. And I saw him. We shook hands. I said, "Good morning. How you doing?" And we walked right in the building. And then we walked in the same time Albert was walking out. And I wish I would have seen the look on his face when he saw us walking in together. But I was in my uniform. And I told you I was petty, right? I'm going to tell you why I wore my uniform. Because, you know, the great chairman always liked to call me Private Powell and Sergeant Outsider. I just wanted him to see in person what a major in the United States military is. In uniform, somebody that actually earned it. That actually really know what selfless service is. That actually really know what sacrifice is. Somebody who actually who wasn't there for the birth of his first child because he was deployed. Somebody who actually spent 31 months in the combat zone. Somebody who actually spent an additional 24 months away from their family on a restricted tour into Korea. Somebody actually stood on the border, stood at the DMZ in Korea. Somebody who actually did patrols in Baghdad. Somebody who actually did combat missions. Somebody who actually earned everything that they got. That didn't have to use my daddy name to get it. And you got the audacity to talk about somebody not in your league? You're not even in the same league of my 4-year-old grandson. as you can see, Grandpa. And matter of fact, he started pre-care next year. Because guess what? Both of y'all throw temper tantrums when y'all don't get your way. And there was a clear example of you throwing a temper tantrum at the last county commission meeting. Right? So when you start talking about all of that stuff, man, you can say all you want to say. The proof is in the pudding. And you have one time yet to provide any information to say I've been lying or the information that I put out about what you said was wrong. Not yet. And I've been going hard in the paint for 90 days. Right? The switch up is real. Albert is trying to force the hand. He's trying to obstruct. And this is the Prince Chestnut and Robert Stewart. Do you mean to tell me Representative Prince Chestnut, who is also the attorney for the Perry County Commission, do you mean to tell me that Albert controls you like that? They can tell you what to do? A sitting county commissioner can tell you what to do as the representative of Perry County being one of the areas that you represent? That a county commission can tell you what to do to obstruct the will of the commission that voted a 3-2 majority vote? For you not to take action and make sure that passed? Because he said himself, he'll see, it'll be light. If it passed, it won't see a light of day in Montgomery. I can assure you of that. How arrogant you have to be to say something like that. So if it doesn't get passed, that means that Albert controls the state representative Prince Chestnut. He controls them. And I'm just trying to figure out why people, this is what I'm trying to understand in the black belt. I'm really trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand why people, what people do to get people to just do what they tell them to do and them not stand on their own 2 feet. I'm trying to understand it. I really am trying to understand it. And I'm trying to understand it and see that from a perspective to gain an understanding, because in my mind and how my mind is wired, right? I'm grateful that I grew up and I had examples of, hey man, you got to always stand on your own 2 feet. Look people in the eye when you see them, when you shake their hand. Don't look down. Don't try to ignore them. And that's just what it is. But man, I wanted to come on here today and ask that question that you said, what's the real reason why the switch up, right? I didn't ask my question. Let me go ask my question before I get out. Hey, Marcia, it ain't easy doing the voice. Tell you that. It ain't easy doing the voice. It hurt. But let me ask these questions before we go. All right, here's a few questions from that. Back in 2020, Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner said the National Guard Army wasn't safe or up to the rules, and it didn't properly support people with disabilities outlined in the Voters with Disability Act. So why is he now fighting so hard to make the Army the voting place again? Other one is, why is Chairman Turner going against what most of Perry County Commission voted for when they voted to change the voting location from the Armory? The third question is, what did Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner mean when he warned the commission that their decision would never see the light of day in Montgomery? What did he mean by it? Was he saying he would stop it or he obstruct it from moving forward, that he would obstruct legislation? And then the last one is Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner acting like he has the power to tell state leaders what to do, like State Representative Prince Chestnut and State Senator Robert Stewart. As you said, this is Prince Chestnut and that's Robert Stewart right there. Right? So that's the question. That's the question. We said that's the $1 million question. And yeah, I mean, that right there is the $1 million question. I tell you, when people become scared and desperate, they start to do a lot of crazy stuff. And, when you start to look at things and start to peel the onion back, you'll start to realize like, oh, okay, right. When The thing is, and this is what is so upsetting to Albert right now, and I'm speaking specifically for him and his supporters. The things that they hate the most is when somebody share information so that people can gain an understanding of it. See, the thing is, this is why I get frustrated when people want to make statements about that the people use Christianity to keep the people enslaved. And I say, I think that's some truth to it, but it doesn't speak to the whole truth. And what I mean by that is literacy was the tool. They made it illegal for slaves to learn how to read. And they enforced that by killing people. Why? Because they knew when the people gain an understanding for themselves, then they lose control by people taking everything that they say. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Bible said, oh, taste and see. They're saying, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good, right? You have to taste it for yourself. I can describe to you all day about how good my food is, because my food is good. I can cook for real. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't just throwing it out there. Your boy can burn, right? I can tell you all the details with the spices and all of that. But it's one thing different when you taste it yourself, right? I know everybody got different tastes, but it's one thing different when you taste it yourself. It's another thing. That's what I mean by giving people the information so they can see it yourself. That's why I reference Alabama law, right? That's why I reference Alabama law. That's why I reference things so people can really understand. And then this is the thing. This is another thing. What really pisses him off, ain't nothing he can do control how I get paid or what money I get. Nothing, right? Because I made a decision over 26 years ago to join the United States Army, and I am benefiting greatly from that decision. Soon to be retired, 46 years old, right? And, greatly benefited from that decision. So I'm not in a position that I have to keep in these jobs to maintain my livelihood. So they can't stop me from saying or doing or moving like they try to do a lot of other people, try to threaten people jobs, all of this stuff, man. No. And when people just be honest, I'm talking about really being honest, right? You sit down and you look at it yourself, right? Just ask yourself, all of this stuff that's brought up every day, like every day, and every day you see it, it's like it's something different, but it's all the same. Something different, but it's all the same. And all of the naysayers go, oh, it's negative, it's negative, it's negative, it's negative, negativity. We got to build the people up, and we got to uplift the people. We got to equip them. We got to do all of. I am equipping them with truth so they can see it themselves. But you can't sit up here and claim that, call something negative, but then you silent when you see all that negativity been going on for years. Stuff ain't been done right. The same people, it. People been getting ripped off. Are the people of Perry County, are you okay with the multiple vehicles and motors that was blown out? And Carl Kroger said, wow, Albert, underneath this is a harsh interior. Underneath is harsh interior, maybe a decent man. He has unfortunately allowed himself to be led by the nose towards questionable pastors, by those pulling the chains of golden opportunities. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And honestly, my heart has compassion for him. But I just think that he's at a place right now where his pride and his ego, he won't humble himself. He won't turn from. He won't do what they said in 2 Chronicles. If my people who are called by my name shall hear my voice and humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and heal the land. No, when you're so full of pride and ego, I ain't going to admit that I was wrong. I ain't going to admit that I did any wrongdoing. I just want to talk down to people. Who are you? Like he said to me, who are you? Who are you? who you think you are. You ain't important enough to have the commission to move when you say something. Now, I'll tell you, I don't claim to be nothing, but I do know that you done moved quite a bit on the things that I said there, good old Albert. You moved quite a bit. And you got my number. If you want to talk, you got my number. Because I got yours. But I know you ain't going to reach out. I know you're just going to keep trying to throw rocks and hide your hand. Do to the community a favor, man. Just go ahead on and step down. But you stepping down don't mean that accountability ain't coming for you. It don't mean that it ain't. Just tell you right now. You know, we was talking about the ATMs and the illegal gaming locations, right? There is evidence that he had machines in there because that's all I'm going to say right now. There is evidence that he had machines in there. ATM machines, at least. And it's just so coincidental that the alleged machines that belongs to the chairman, the ATM machines, and allegedly some of the gaming machines were moved out of the building that caught a fire the other day. That's a coincidence, right? That's a coincidence. So, yeah, that's what we'll say with that, man. That was it, and that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, man, stop letting. This is deep. I want to say this to Perry County. This is real deep. Stop letting people pimp you with race. Stop letting people pimp you with race, because they used that tactic during the last election. They used that tactic during the last election for the mayoral election in Marion. Right? And it's deep in Marion. It's deep in Marion. Right? Because they want to build distrust between the communities. Like, I just want people to see this, man. Like, when you're about a standard, you stay about that standard. Right? And you can be about the standard. And it's a thing called agree to disagree. And we all individually are responsible for how much we will allow our biases to control us. And a lot of people allow their biases to control them. They allow their biases to control them. I'm talking about political bias, where they will see one thing, and if it's the opposite, an opposing party, they will post that thing and they will run deep down the rabbit hole talking about, look how bad they did this, that, and the third. Then somebody that does the exact same thing that aligns to your political party that you support, then all of a sudden you quiet and you ain't got nothing to say. That's hypocrisy. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. That's hypocrisy. Hey, Albert, how you doing? Albert's watching right now. It's showing that he's watching. You want me to invite you to come on? Let me see if I can invite Albert to come on. Oh, man. It won't allow me to. It won't allow me, but he is watching. You want to come on and discuss to the people why you switched up? You want to talk to the people why you switched up the voting location, why it's so important that you got to get it out there at the Inez Bennett Center? You also want to talk to the people why you ain't done no work out there when you announced that you've gotten multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars already before this one that was been awarded by Congresswoman Terry Sewell. Why work hadn't been done up there before yesterday when you staged that allegedly staged them working out there? Right? You want to talk to the people about that? Just want to know. I'm curious because the people want to know. And Albert, why haven't you provided any refutable evidence, credible refutable evidence to show that I was lying? I've been lying about the stuff I've been posting about what you said. I'm just asking. I'm curious. I'm asking that question. I'm being open, honest, and transparent. This ain't nothing. I told you it's not personal. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just, it is what it is. But man, you guys have a great and wonderful day. And hey, go to Educate to Elevate 334 on YouTube. Please go there and subscribe, because a lot of this content, pretty much all this content is being placed there, because, you know, lives get deleted after 30 days. But if you go to Educate, the number 2, Elevate 334 on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel to see updates. Like, it's a lot of great things that we do in aspect of continue to raise awareness. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. God bless.